Hi guys, welcome to my studio. I'm Nicole Marette, creator of NMO. In today's tutorial, we're going to be taking a regular tumbler and adding drips to it, kind of like this one. Hang with me and I'll tell you all the ways on how you can make your cups go from drab to fab. We have our prepped cup. It's been glittered using the epoxy method, and it's had its 3 coats of epoxy. If you want to know how I achieved these methods, please take a look at the video that is popping up right about now. To create the drips, you're going to need your epoxy. I have about, I want to say 15 mLs here in this cup. It's already prepped, churned, and ready to go. And I'm going to be grabbing my She Thick by DIY epoxy, and we're going to need a white dye. To color my epoxy white, I'm gonna grab my Hold Up. It's an alcohol ink from my line. I'm gonna add a few drops of that and make it nice and white. Next, we'll scoop in a generous amount of my thickening agent. And the best rule of thumb is to always add a little bit at a time to see how thick you want your epoxy to be. Putting too much in at first might make it a little too thick. If it's not thick enough, you can always add more, you just can't take it out. So apply wisely. Once you get the consistency that you like, you're ready to drip. So I'm gonna pick out my sprinkles now because I know I wanna add some sprinkles to my cup. Let's grab some Mystique that came in one of my boxes this past season, and let's go ahead and apply our drips now. I usually put my cup flat down on the surface, and when I take my first scoop, I'm going to aim for the brim of the cup. The drips will slowly fall naturally, so you don't have to worry about manipulating them or guiding them in any certain way. As long as you have a full round coverage, you're gonna be good. The trick is to not have any exposed silver at the top of your cup. And I always hold it at a 90-degree angle, flat facing me, so that way the drips don't start running to the side. You wanna make sure that they run completely down and straight. The consistency of your mix is going to determine how thin, how fast, and how long your drips are going to be. The thicker the mix, the thicker the drips. The thinner your mix, the thinner the drips, and it's going to drip all the way down to the bottom of your cup. My personal preference is thick drips. And this is something that you just have to keep doing and kind of get a feel for just to see what you personally like. I like to add little bits of mix and then a lot of mix and then a little bit of mix and then a lot of mix, just so that I can get a different pattern of drips throughout the round of the cup. While your epoxy is still wet, you'll want to go ahead and tack on your sprinkles. I like to place them one by one. I don't just shake them out and wish for the best. That way I have a pattern that I like and it's not gonna take over the drips. The tool that I'm using is just a regular dotting tool. What I like to do is I like to barely touch the epoxy just to give it some kind of stickiness and pick up one sprinkle at a time. So once this is all cured, I would give it about 24 hours. You do want to add one final layer of epoxy. This will keep all your bits and sprinkles in place, as well as giving it an extra layer of protection. That's it. You can let your imagination run wild with however many different ways and colors. I've seen people use rainbow colors. I've seen people use multiple colored drips. I've seen people put glitter over their drips. There's really no wrong way to do this as long as you are having fun and you love what you're creating. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more cup tutorials. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be talking to you soon.